What's up guys, it's Alec from eComSquare. Today I just wanted to make a quick video on the main reason why 95% of people fail on Shopify. I know there's quite a few videos on this out there, but I wanted to make something a little bit more in-depth that can actually help you guys. So if you're interested in these types of videos, I really recommend subscribing and hit up the like button, guys, if you enjoy this video. But over here we've got an actual picture of Barack Obama crying. This is what most people look like after about a month of drop shipping because they can't make any money. But you know, I thought this was a lot funnier in my head. I should really reshoot this video. Nah, fuck it. Sucked in. Alright, so the first and number one reason, not number one, but like not the most important reason, but it's poor website arrangement and lack of information. So basically, I see a lot of people out there that have like a website, like a dropshipping website, and they're asking for help. They're saying, I can't make any sales and stuff. And 9 times out of 10, whenever I go onto their website, it just looks like crap. So a few things to look out for. What's the formatting like? Is it all over the place? Do the colors complement each other? You need to have a bit of an artistic eye when it comes to this kind of thing. If you're not really sure what you're doing, I really recommend going to a website that you kind of admire or aspire to be like, and try and like flick back and forth and see like, well, what exactly is different? You don't have to exactly copy the website, but try and identify what you think that website has that you don't have. And that's a really good way of seeing where your shortcomings are. So just pay attention to things like coloring and font. Also, another thing is, in terms of the formatting, a lot of people don't have an About Us page, a Contact Us page, and an FAQ page. The thing you need to realize is, guys, when people go to your website, they, on a subconscious level, not necessarily consciously, and you do this as well, believe it or not, you're going to see how trustworthy the website is. I'll give you an example of what I mean. If you go to, here's just like a random clothing brand, a women's clothing brand. If you go on here, you can actually see there's an FAQ, a shipping, returns, contact us. So on a subconscious level, the prospective buyer is going to see that and think, okay, these people have actually put an effort into their e-com store. I'm more likely to buy from them. Whereas other people just want to just chuck a store together and throw on a product and go, yeah, where's buy my shit? What you need to realize is that people go through like a process of gaining trust by navigating through your website. So you really need to keep that in mind, guys. Another thing is sometimes people set the currency of their website in a currency that most people don't use. Like for example, one time I went on a website and the local currency was New Zealand dollars or something, and I'm just like, why the fuck would I want to see that kind of currency? Make sure it's US dollars or an automatically adjusting system that adjusts to the person's local currency. This one's a really big one. I don't see many people making this mistake, but people do make this mistake. The domain name isn't a proper domain name. Like, would you buy from a store with myshopify dot whatever it is? In this case, it's demented chicken, instead of something with a proper domain like that. I mean, it doesn't communicate in essence, or it doesn't inspire any confidence in the buyer. Like, it doesn't make you look professional. Also, poor product arrangement. This one's a really big one, and I see it a lot with new people. They kind of just import a bunch of products into their website, and they don't even like categorize the products at all, and it just looks really cluttered and unprofessional. For example, if you have clothing, technology goods, utility goods, tools, all put together on the front page, it just looks like crap, and it makes it a lot more easy to navigate and fun to be on your website if your products are actually grouped together. And it would actually, logically, in my head, I would imagine it would increase sales because it'll allow people to find like products to what they're interested in, and therefore increase your total order value. But if you make it difficult for the buyer, they're less likely to buy similar products from you. A lack of social proof. This one's a really big one, guys. This one's actually massive. Here's a really good example of what I mean. We have these cat stick thingies. I don't even know what the fuck they are. But as you can see, there's reviews here. And if you go to the bottom, you can actually see people reviewing the item. And you need to put yourself in the mindset of a buyer. Everyone watching this video has bought something online, or nearly everyone, I imagine. And you're more likely to buy something if you see other people liking that product and them saying that, oh, the service of this website was good and that kind of thing. So you should really keep that in mind. Because think about it, if you just have a random product online on a store that people haven't bought from before, it's going to be difficult to persuade them to buy from you. Okay, this one's a really big one, guys. Poorly worded or written product descriptions and bad photos. So this basically comes down to the overall aesthetic of the website. And over here is a really good example of a really good product page. You've got important information over here. You've got really good quality pictures over here. They could probably have a few more photos, but that's okay. How does it work? And as you can see also, the text isn't just like blocked into one like paragraph. So it's actually visually appealing to read, and they've actually bolded certain words and phrases to make it easier for the person to read. They've dot pointed their customer promise. They've got the delivery time. Everything is just comes together really clean, in a really clean way, and you guys need to keep that in mind. Make sure you're not just importing the default descriptions and titles from AliExpress because they look like crap. They're going to have a bunch of words. It's not going to be visually appealing. It's not going to come off as professional, guys. Okay, so a lack of brand vision. This one's really big, guys. It's massive. Look at this website. Do you have any question in your mind what it's about? No, you don't. You know straight away that this is a women's fashion brand for early 20s to mid 30s. I don't know. But like, you're not wondering what is this brand about. And I see a lot of people out there saying, oh, I'm not doing well in e-commerce or drop shipping. And you go on the website and you don't actually have an idea of what their brand is about. You've got no idea. It's just, you have no clue. There's a consistent theme. You know, you've got pink here, you've got pink there, a pink umbrella. Pink, everything's pink. Even here, down here is pink. Pink. You think it's an accident? No. Things are consistent, and you guys need to think about that. Anything that doesn't align with what you believe is important to make a website look believable and trustworthy. So this comes down to the initiative aspect of things, guys. Go to your website and ask yourself, would I buy from this website? If the answer is no, identify in your head why. Why don't you want to buy from your own website? There's something missing from it. Something is missing and you need to fill that void. You need to constantly ask yourself this, because you have to put yourself in the shoes of the consumer and just understand that it's a process that people go through. They need to get this trust established through navigation of your website. And there's a lot of factors that go into that I can't cover in this video. So you guys really need to use your own gut feeling. Lack of shipping information and refund policies. This comes down to what I said before. You want to give the prospective buyer the least amount of reasons to not be able to buy from you as possible. You want to answer all of their questions. A lack of sales strategies to influence a customer to convert. Countdown timers, sales, things like that. You want to use different apps in the Shopify app store to try and persuade the buyer. You can use a cross-selling, upselling app as well. You just want to persuade them as much as you can. Okay, so the next part of why people fail in Shopify is a really big reason, is that the advertisement copy they're using and the targeting is bad. Okay, so for starters, the first part of this is the ad copy looks bad. One thing that a lot of people do is they use a link that's too long in their ad copy. Here's an example of a really good ad copy. You can see here that the link has been shortened. I really recommend that you go in Google and type in URL shortener to shorten your link to make it more visually appealing and pleasing to the buyer. It also takes up less space. You have more room to right and stuff. Image is not appealing. A lot of people use an image that's low quality. It doesn't accurately communicate the product to people on social media. That's one thing you guys really got to keep an eye out on. Body text is too dense, and I went over this a little bit before. Look at the way that I've spaced out all the lettering and wording on this page. Notice how I've done it in dot points. There's headings. There's gaps in between it. It makes it more easy and visually appealing to read. Imagine if all of this text here was all in one paragraph and only separated by a comma between each point. You wouldn't want to read it. It makes a big difference if you format things in a way where people actually want to read it. So keep that in mind, guys. Poor quality image or video is similar to what this was. Basically, if you have a video or an image, make sure the quality is actually decent enough. Otherwise, people are just not going to watch it or look at it. If the advertisement is a video, how soon is the product presented in the video? This is a really big one, guys. If you're especially on Instagram and Facebook, let's say you have a 20-second video and it takes 5 seconds for the video for the product to actually be shown in the video. Do you think a person scrolling through their feed is going to wait for 5 seconds? No, you have to get the product out there as quickly as possible in front of their eyes to capture their interest. This one's really important. How well is a product represented by the ad media as a whole? A lot of times I see advertisements on Facebook and Instagram, and the ad for the product, it isn't really clear. Like, you don't even know what the product is. Just keep that in mind, guys. Is your ad actually communicating what the product is effectively? Does the ad contain emojis to capture the attention of the prospective buyer? Now, this is not the be-all, end-all, but it is proven that the more, like, if you have emojis in your ad copy, people are more likely to engage with it and click through. Here's a really good example of a post. You have some emojis here and here, and here. It basically captures the eye of the person trawling through social media. Are the first few sentences eye-catching, and do they demand attention from the prospective buyer? This is really big, guys. Imagine if, like, I'm pretty sure this ad is for like a cloth, like a towel for a person's head. You can't really see it because I've cropped it out. But imagine if instead of check out these comfy quick hair wraps, the introductory sentence was, these wraps are made of 75% polyester, 25% cotton. They are threaded with a particular thread, and they weigh 75 grams. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to make it. You have to like word things in a way where people actually want to look at your advertisement. Do your links actually work? This one's a really big one, guys. I mean, when I first started out, I would make ads and pay for ads on Facebook, and a lot of times I would change like a thing on my product, and it would actually alter the URL on my Shopify account, and that would basically void the link in my ad, and I would be spending hundreds of dollars on an ad where the link was broken. So be really careful about that. And also, if you're going to shorten your links, sometimes they flag your links or the links become broken for whatever reason. So make sure you're constantly checking if the links are working, guys. Now, I could make a really big in-depth video about targeting. I don't want to make this video too long and winded. I just want to give you guys a brief understanding of everything. But basically, I want to go over the main points of targeting. Is the demographic actually relevant to the product that you're advertising? This is really big. If you're going to do a paid shout out on an Instagram page, make sure that the page that you're actually paying for pertains to the product that you're trying to sell. Don't try and sell, a tool, like a wrench or something, to a cooking page. Like, there's no overlap whatsoever. How passionate is the demographic? Now, let me broaden your mind a bit about this. Let's say, for example, you have a cat product, okay? And you think, if I pick an Instagram pet page and pay them to sell this cat necklace, I'll make sales. Well, think about the pet page. How many pets can people have? They can have birds, they can have fish, they can have dogs, they can have all kinds of different pets. So only a small fraction of the people that like that page are actually going to have cats. It would be much more smart to market it to a page that is just devoted to cats. Could your targeting actually be even more targeted? For example, if you're running a Facebook ad for a particular dress and you know for a fact that people that are closer to 20 rather than 40 are going to like this dress, don't make your age range from 20 to 40, make it 20 to 30, because then you're going to get a better conversion rate. How saturated is the marketing channel? And I believe this applies a little bit more to Instagram, but before you actually advertise with a page, how often does that page post an ad? If they're constantly posting ads, their viewer base, their followers are going to be less likely to be engaged with your ad, and your return on investment will be worse. Guys, I'm going to make a more in-depth video about this in the future, but I could talk about this for hours, so I just wanted to go over the main points. And the third and final reason is poor product choices. Just because you like it doesn't mean it has mass appeal. Okay? I remember when I started with Shopify and dropshipping, the criteria behind the products I was choosing was, do I like it? It was like I was shopping. I'm like, after a while I realized, that doesn't actually make sense from a business perspective. It doesn't make sense to just import products that you like, guys. And I know a lot of you guys are doing that because you don't know how to go into like a proper product selection, how to properly select products. So just keep that in mind, guys. Just because you like it doesn't mean everyone likes it. Look for what actually sells. Now, this entails going on Facebook and identifying products with high levels of engagement. Look at best-selling items on other stores like AliExpress, Amazon, eBay. Go on Google Trends to look up what is currently hot in the market. I can't express how important this is, guys. You can have everything correct, but at the end of the day, if you have a shit product that people don't want, you're not going to make money. The thing about Shopify and dropshipping that people don't understand is that it's like a gearbox. Everything needs to be perfectly running. Everything needs to be like perfectly aligned. If your store is shit and everything's good, you'll fail. If your store is good but your products are shit, everything will still fail. Everything needs to be like perfect. Not perfect, but like everything needs to make sense, because people don't want to just throw their money to people online that they don't know and for products that they don't want. Because think about it, would you always put yourself in the mindset of the consumer? Okay guys, I just want to go over one more main point as to why I feel that people fail at drop shipping. Just got some coffee stuck in my throat, guys, sorry. It's a bit unrelated, but it's really, really important, guys. I know what a lot of you people are doing right now. You're going through YouTube from video to video to video to video to video, and you're trying to figure out the secret to why you can't succeed, because you're trying to figure out what you're missing. The truth is, there is no secret. It's just a trial and error process until you figure out what works. But one word of advice I want to give you guys is this. A lot of the information on YouTube is obsolete. The thing you need to understand is, guys, Facebook is constantly changing. Instagram, is constantly changing. Everything is constantly changing. Alright? This is huge. If I had to give you like a takeaway word of advice, it's this. Everything is fucking changing. If you try and watch a Facebook ad tutorial from a year ago, all Facebook has to do is change one algorithm, and that video is fucked. Plain and simple, it's fucked, it's finished. You can't use it anymore. You guys gotta be really in tune and up to date with everything. Try and focus on videos that are more recent. I'm gonna do my best in this channel to try and create content that is always up to date. And if a video I make becomes obsolete, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure you guys don't do the things that don't work anymore. So if that sounds appealing to you guys, drop a like, comment below, and I really recommend guys subscribe, because why the fuck not? It's free content. We're both winning out of this. I'm going to be releasing content regularly for you guys. I really want to help you guys. I know what you guys are going through. It's really tough. If you have any comments or anything you want me to make in the future, any videos in particular, I really recommend dropping a comment below, so I know exactly what you guys want me to make. But that's about it, guys. It's Alec from Ecom Squared. Take it easy.